I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real relevant and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Oh my goodness, you are in for a tremendous treat today, because no matter what happens today, you are going to be determined to stand flat-footed and stay right in the room where you belong. We have none other than my co-host today, which is Dr. Lotus Riché. How are you?
I am so wonderful and so happy to be here.
I'm so glad. I put you all above me. I don't know if y'all noticed that. I hold you to a higher esteem than I'm holding myself. And we also have Diana Lynch here, attorney Diana Lynch. How are you over there?
I am elated to be here. Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad that you're both here. And listen, you all know that here at the Kim Jacobs Show, we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. So wherever you're coming in from today, we encourage you to put it over in the comments section. We're going to be acknowledging you throughout the broadcast. If you have any specific questions, type them. And when we do a flash round, we're going to get a chance to address some of those questions, acknowledge your comments as well. So we have a full show lined up for you. I want to jump right in just by introducing, first of all, let me just tell you about my co-host. My co-host is Dr. Lotus Riché, and she is a Guinness Book World Record holder. I don't know if y'all knew this, but she is a Presidential Lifetime Achievement recipient, Humanitarian Award recipient. You name it. She's a Global Civility Ambassador and an award-winning speaker. She's also the host of the Lotus Riché Ignites show and many other shows that she hosts. She is the media speaker. She's a media personality. She's a CEO, and she is among the foremost celebrated speakers and moderators of live virtual events around the world. You name it, this U.S. ambassador for Foundation Lab Burundi in Africa. Her platforms have reached more than 20 million people. Okay, if I keep going, that's going to take the whole show. But what I will tell you is that you all should all be standing to your feet, because we have none other than Dr. Lotus Riché ignites you right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Thank you for being my co-host.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you for having me as your co-host. I'm always in the right place and in the best place when I'm standing right next to you. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you. Now, do you want to introduce our guest, or I can go ahead and introduce her too?
Well, the only thing I would say is that if I introduced her, we would be here till next week, because she has so many accolades. She's done so many great things in her life, not just in her life, but in the lives of other people. So as you shared that cup that says balance, and I share my cup that shows that we are rising from the mud, igniting to our elegance, and she shares her cup, I want to toast Attorney Lynch for the great work that she's doing. And so with no further ado, I leave it up to Miss Kim Jacobs to introduce Miss Diana Lynch to you.
Absolutely. Diana Lynch, Esquire, as many would know, is the author of the highly anticipated inaugural book. This is a new book that's going to be a New York Times bestseller book, because it's the book called Don't Leave the Room, a bold and inspiring chronicle of her journey from Brooklyn to the boardroom, baby. From Brooklyn to the boardroom. I'm not going to go through every piece of that, because then that's going to take away from some of her backstory. But she is the founder and CEO of Soul Reserve, a dynamic holding company created to partner with emerging developers and provide strategic funding for projects worldwide. So you all are in the right place at the right time, especially particularly in communities where traditional financing is scarce, people how to say it different ways, or unavailable, right? So Soul Reserve is not just a holding company, it is a global movement. And we're going to talk more about that. But in addition to that, she's also the co-founder and founder and CEO of Alma de Samana. Am I saying that right?
Alma de Samana.
Oh my day, Summoner! I knew I had to put some more emphasis. Oh my day,
Samana!
Summoner! Yes, a golf resort and residence in the Dominican Republic. And so, welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show. None other than attorney Diana Lynch. Glad to have you here today.
I'm elated to be here. Thank you, ladies, for having me. I am honored to share the platform with you today. And thank you for all the wisdom and, just patience that you've endured as we chronicled this journey from Brooklyn to the boardroom. So thank you for sharing that journey with me.
All right, so let's jump right in, everybody. We're going to want to know right from the beginning what inspired you to write this book, because we know we have limited time, but I want to make sure we get to the meat. What inspired you to write Don't Leave the Room? And what message are you really hoping that readers are going to walk away learning from it?
Well, I thank you for starting there because it's really important. You can go through a whole lot of things, but not know why we're here. And we want to always be intentional. So thank you for that. Giving me the opportunity to share that. So I've had a book in me for many years. I've been a contributing author for two other books, talking about women on the 50-yard line, how you actually pivot from that in your careers. And about 3 years ago, I decided that I was going to leave full-time practice of law. I've been developing properties over the country for domestically for almost 20 years, and had an opportunity to do something abroad. And my last hurrah was a signature resort actually signature development that I was developing in Atlanta, Georgia, where I was practicing. That was going to be my last hurrah. And I was going to walk away from the practice of law. However, what inspired me to write this book is in this journey from my pivoting from the practice of law to development, I came across an amazing opportunity to lead an amazing group of individuals, which now we know as the Alma Resorts, formerly the Alma de Samana Soul Resorts and Soul Resorts. And so this book actually was inspired by the journey that actually I endured in the last 2 years as a CEO of Alma de Samana Golf Resort and Residences. It's a journey about resilience and understanding who is in the room, who's for you, who's not for you, when you have teammates and when you have just cheerleaders. And in all the things that I have endured in practicing law and being in solo practices, as well as being in practices with other boutique firms and various other things as a JAG officer, in all the walks of life that I had, it prepared me for what I was going to have to sustain and endure over the last 2 years in Alma de Samana. And so it inspired me to write a book for others because I came across all these aspiring entrepreneurs and business owners who were just trying to find their footing, was trying to find their tribe, trying to find individuals who were like-minded, who shared, when God said equally yoked, it wasn't just aspirational, it was directive.
That's right.
So important that you have people who are on your team, who are teammates, and who are in it and assessing and having the discernment to know who that is. When it's time for you to bring people in and being intentional as who is a part of your team, but when it's time to figure out when you need to change the room, when you need to evaluate the room. So it is just something that I hope will provide a tool for others who like myself, have to navigate things in rooms that are not always comfortable, but are necessary to get to the point where God intended them to be in purpose. So that's why I wrote this book.
Well, that's a good reason. And Dr. Lotus, I want you to talk for a moment and talk to us about how this woman, this powerhouse, came into your life some kind of way for you to bring her to the Kim Jacobs Show.
I was thoroughly blessed by a brother of mine. He's a brother from another mother. We went to college together. He's a playwright. He directs all manner of plays, and I'm just so full right now because Anthony R. Page, for some of you that don't know him, but many of you around the world have seen him on my shows, and we've talked about his plays. He talked to Diana about me, and he talked to me about her, and he said, she could use your help with her book. And he told me about her, but he told me about the great things that she was doing for the world. He told me about her resort. And if many of you are familiar, you've seen her on NBC News, probably ABC, because she is one of the first women of color to own her own resort in the Dominican Republic. And that is a feat in and of itself that not only is phenomenal, but it's historical. And so, of course, why not help this woman who is changing lives all around the world, telling little boys and little girls that they can do the things that they have been told that they cannot. And so, of course, when he introduced us, like he connected us to by text messages, and we just hooked up, and like the rest was history. And then it just took off. It just took off from there. And she said, "Yeah, I got this book. I got to get this book out because this book has been inside me, and I got to share it with the world." And so when we interviewed her, my team and I, we interviewed her. We wanted to make sure that we were a good fit for her and that she was a good fit for us. Mm-hmm. And immediately just being so transparent. We sat, we talked, we cried together. And I'm just so full now because today we're launching her book, and it's been a long time coming. And I could remember reading some of the chapters and the things that she went through. I could see myself in these chapters. And so I think it was only God sent. And I thank Anthony because, we went to school many years ago together, but we've always stayed in touch, and we've always worked together to help people who were helping people. And so I know that's the long way around, but I got to tell you, I believe in a God that opens doors.
Yes, yes.
And when God the Mother, God the Father, God the universe, whatever you call God, when God opens the door to people who opens doors to others, I only pray that the doors are not shut, but that many more doors and streams of abundance are open. And this is what's happening with this book. So it was greater than me. This is what I knew. It was greater than Diana. It was greater than her accomplishments. Because being in Brooklyn in the boardroom is no small feat. It's huge. And a lot of times when you look around, you're the only one that looks like you. Sometimes you're the only woman. When I was a clinical engineer for Kodak, I was the only woman of color. When I was when I became the captain of security at the Shepherd Center, I was the only woman of color over security in that boardroom at that hospital. But it's books like this that's going to help people say, yes, not only will I not leave the room, but I will help other people get in the room and stay in the room. Why? Because this is a playbook that's going to help people on their journey. Yes. From either Brooklyn, Manhattan, Massachusetts, the Philippines, or wherever they're from, they're going to have this playbook to help them along their journey, not just to be successful, but to win and help others win.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, long way around. But
you gonna get me on here crying? You gonna get me on here crying, Dr. Lotus? Yeah. Now you're about the strongest person, one of the strongest people I know. You barely shed a tear. Now here you are on the Kim Jacobs Show. Got me over here, got my claw. You know how I feel about this. Yes. Listen, I see comments coming in. I see Catherine De Leon says, I love the energy. Yes, don't leave the room. Other comments, you can pop some more up, Mackenzie, back there, and I'll share a few of them right quick. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. I saw someone that was visiting in from Kosovo. I'm not sure. It's a lot of different. Finally, the book is here. Finally, Maurice said. Finally. Hello from Kosovo is okay. Kerwin says hello, streaming from the Philippines. So again, hello from DC. Angela said. Angela, I love your voiceovers, Angela. By the way, I caught that. That was you. Okay, yes, claiming it #1 bestseller. We're pushing this to #1 bestseller today. Hashtag don't leave the room, y'all. Make sure you go ahead and hashtag that in the comment section. Put it all in the comment section. Yes. Hashtag don't leave the room. Somebody type that right now. Everybody take a moment and hashtag don't leave the room. Everybody type that, please, in the comment section. And Lady Lotus, Sean said, hey. Okay. Did you have a mentor, or was it something else, maybe a specific moment or challenge that really taught you how to read the room and navigate leadership? Great question, Jen. And while you're answering that question, Diana, what I would also like to know is what made you come up with the title, Don't Leave the Room. So merge those two questions together, if you will.
All right, wonderful. So as far as a mentor, my mom's always been the person that pushed me when I didn't see and I see, Dr. Lotus, you got the assignment and you're about to get me emotional, right? But, coming up and being raised by a single mother in the Brooklyn projects of the Boulevard houses, all you want to do is get that good government job, a job where you can supply for your family and make sure that you have your needs met. It was not many of us who dreamed beyond those tenements of Brooklyn. And so she never wanted me to settle for that. So she worked as a postal worker for 37 years and provided for the family. And I actually got a job as a carrier, or casual, they used to call it, at the post office when I first started college. And I said, Ma, I can make $900 a week. To many people right now, that's really what they're still making. And that's another story. But I could make $900 a week, Mom. I'm not going back to college. And she begged me. She said, do not do that. I have so much more vision for you. And because of that, I went back to college. I met my tribe in college, my friends for life, my sorors, my community. I had to reinvent myself because I was somebody totally different before getting to college. Real mousy, didn't really have an opinion about anything, just wanted to belong. And so she never was that on her job. She never was that in life. She never saw just sight. She was a visionary. And that's the thing in my book I talk about vision, not sight. And the people you want in your room are those people who have vision, not sight, because your sight is impaired by mortality. It's impaired by your imperfections. I wear glasses. I can't see as far as I could see without them. And with vision, however, that is something that's God-given prayerfully. It's something that exceeds well beyond your own expectation. If you're in a room of people who are just going by sight, then you're limited by what they can see and what you can see. And so I've lived my life in vision. And many people say, I had a friend of mine, a personal friend, reached out to me via text yesterday. He said, I'm sometimes afraid for you because you always are taking on projects and you're always ambitious, and I'm worried about your health. And it's overwhelming. It would be most overwhelming to most people. Then in the second paragraph, he said, but always make it work. And you're extraordinary in doing so because of that vision. And so the mentor, if I had one, started very early in my mother. But the thing that really catapulted this book to reality was all of the people who were not equally yoked that I found in my room my last 2 years. And I never had a spirit of discernment because I'm kind of this, you meet different people in your life. I'm kind of the one that I take everybody in, and you have to prove me wrong, right?
Right.
And my
You're my twin. You're my twin.
I'm like, I'll give you my heart. I'll give you everything I have. Then once you lose it, it's really hard to recover, right?
Right.
However, there are certain people who have that spirit. My gift is compassion. I know what my spiritual gift is, compassion. I can identify with people. I can emulate. I can empathize with them, but I don't discern the true intention of people in the room. And so you have to make sure that you have those gatekeepers, those people in your life that have the spirit of discernment. And God didn't give everybody every gift.
No.
And so you have to acknowledge the gifts around you. And so, for example, my husband is my gatekeeper. He's the one that discerns the room, that then says, his is totally opposite. It's like, you have to prove yourself to him. And then once you have it, you have a loyal soldier, right? But that works together. And it's so vitally important. I have a tendency to just believe that with this great big faith that God has given me, it sometimes makes me so beholding, so bold, that I'll do things that normal people won't do, right? I'm like,
right,
okay,
right.
God has me, but you still have to do it with wisdom. And so you have to have different people in your room. And if you're in a room and you're totally vulnerable because you're dreaming and you're exposing your vision, you know, a lot of times people say, keep your vision close to you because everybody's not rooting for it.
Right.
You have that. You have to have rooms in your life where you can be just that vulnerable. And
right.
But it's at times and with the right people and with the right circumstances. And that's what this book is supposed to help with. You cannot be totally vulnerable to everyone. You can't reveal your dreams, your visions to everyone. But there are those, and surprisingly enough, those people who we may not discern as those people who are our gatekeepers, or those that are guarding the room, or are actually providing a resource to us. We have to be more intentional to make sure we do that. So I went through these 11 chapters, really kind of identifying those scenarios I found myself in through my journey from Brooklyn to the boardroom, talking about how it was all intentional, God's divine order. Even when I thought I was doing off ramps, these were things that were preparing me for where I am today, so that I can be a tool for those in the soul resort to help those. Because I understand that vision is great, but it has to be met with opportunity and resources and teamwork. And those kinds of things are more about being intentional about that. And so I have hopefully provided a tool where someone can take the time, no matter if they're male, female, entrepreneur, business owner, CEO, where they have to then pull away, because sometimes we be so busy. I'm so busy. You have to pull away to be able to take the time and work through that room and evaluate it so that you can be better served when you're in the room and not run away. And I'm a runner, guy. So I'm not telling you something I didn't do myself, right? I am a chronicle runner. I have all my life run away from circumstances that were uncomfortable. But for the fact of me learning how to stay in the room, which is where that title comes from, which answers that question, I knew I needed to be there because I had summoned my village to this mission called Alma de Samana. They understood the assignment. They took a hold of this vision and they brought it forth. Now, how do I now, as the light and the visionary, leave? I could not do it. And so out of obligation, I stayed there, but it taught me something, because as long as I did not leave the room, God made provision to realign the room, to remove those that weren't supposed to be in the room, put those that were going to be teammates in the room, so that the mission and vision, because where he provides a vision, he will provide provision for that vision. So he made me understand that where my ability ended, probably June, I can tell you exactly, July 2024, I was done. But at that very moment, God said, you cannot leave this vision. There are too many people who are shoulder to shoulder with you in what you want to do. And there's too many people that I am calling to you to make a difference, that you cannot do that. You don't have the luxury of leaving the room. And I'm going to fill it with everyone you need. And I promise you, I'll put those snakes in the garden.
Woo! Y'all, you sure you're not a preacher and a minister of the gospel here? Because you just dropped some serious wisdom on us.
Well, let me tell you, my biblical references in this book, funny you should mention it. I talk about those biblical references. I provide analogies for sports, talking about playing checkers and playing chess. And we need to stop playing checkers. We need to play chess. We need to understand the board. We need to understand that the king is the mission, the queen, who is the CEO, who's running, making sure that mission comes to fruition, is the most flexible part. She has the ability to pivot and to move about the board, but she also has to be able to understand those those bishops and the knights and the rogue knights that come in and will destroy and wreak havoc and chaos in your mission and vision, and how that the pawns and the rooks all provide a purpose on this board and may be invaluable to the mission. But then I also talk about the biblical references. I talk about the Peters who have the spirit, who's redeemable. He made mistakes. We make mistakes. But if our heart is pure, we can be a part of the mission. So you have to understand that everybody who does you wrong doesn't need to be expelled from the mission.
Right.
They're redeemable, right? Mm-hmm. Especially sometimes they come back stronger than ever, like Peter, right? But then you got to worry about those Judases who see your vision, walk with you on the journey, and yet they will destroy it for their own selfish ambition. They will lose out on what they see as possible.
Right, for them.
They see you just for selfish ambition. I had those in my room. And then you got to talk about the Pontius Pilate, those people who could make a difference, could have changed the trajectory of, could have lent a hand, made a phone call, made a connection with your network, provide financial advice, could have provided a tool like I'm trying to provide for others, but did not, even though they could have. Even those that may have been vested in it, may have invested a little bit in the project, but then abandoned it, didn't make a phone call, didn't refer it to a neighbor, didn't do anything but provide, if anything, the stopping blocks, those barriers that even if they just left it alone, you would have been better. But right. Those individuals who actually could have made a difference, could have made your journey a little easier, could have spoke up for Jesus and said, Jesus didn't do anything. I got this criminal over here that may deserve your wrath. However, he washed his hands of it. I'm gonna give you what you want. So those passive people are most frustrating, because those are the people who can help but do not help. But let me tell you, that's not where the story is. That's in resurrection season. I can say it right there. That's not where the story ends, because we understand that because Pontius Pilate did not do what he was supposed to do, what he should have done, what he could have done, Jesus made it to the cross. And so he is divinely, or even though he didn't know he was in God's will by doing nothing, in the end, God will see you where you are supposed to end up. And at this time, Jesus' purpose was to end up on the cross. And had Pontius Pilate not done it, had Judas not betrayed him, had not all those things happened, Jesus would possibly not have, I'm sure God's will would be done, but not the way it was ordered. And so in the end, we are all better because of what they did. And likewise, you have to understand that sometimes the bad things that happen to you in these rooms are intentional as well. It's divinely ordered. Those doors that close, those no's I celebrate the no's more than I celebrate the yeses, because some of those
they're far good.
God, some of those people who you did not align with, or those people who you learned about early enough so that
that's right.
I'm going to cut this off right here, and I'm going to do something else with those people who deserve my time, attention, and my vision. That's where we benefit from those Judases, from those Pontius Pilate, those people who did nothing. And in the end, you will end up where God intended you to.
Exactly.
Purpose will be fulfilled. And so I can go on all day, but I'm going to let you talk, because you don't want me to get me started on that, because this last 2 years have been a testament to that. I'm not telling you guys what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. And I'm telling you everything I went through, from Brooklyn to Denmark, rural Denmark, South Carolina. Shout out to my Denmark, South Carolina people. I know y'all listening.
Come on, Denmark, South Carolina. Y'all.
I'm telling you, God took me out of New York, took me to Denmark, South Carolina, where I was mousy, was not really secure in myself. And in that experience, I grew, I became confident. And when I got to college, I was able to have that confidence to rehabilitate myself. And all those people who were in those rooms who made me who come out to be bold enough to think I have the audacity to do what I'm doing right now, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. From the Sandras, who my roommates who said, look, I'm gonna keep bothering you until you tell me you don't like it.
I'm grateful for people like you.
Oh my gosh, until you stand up for yourself. I know you don't like it. And until you stand up for yourself, I'm gonna keep doing it. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you for giving me that voice. And she's still one of my besties today. Call her first lady.
You need a bestie like that. You need a bestie like Sandra. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you for showing up and pushing Diana to where she is ultimately reaching her destiny. So I am, and this isn't even just the destiny. You have so much more, because again, I talk to people about the fact that you are God's gift to this earth. In my opinion, the only way that some of the ways that he can bring value to the world is by using us as willing vessels. And so I'm grateful that you've yielded to his will through your life. And so, Dr. Lotus, I know you've been silent. Say some stuff over there as our co-host here today. Talk to us.
So you see why there were tears in my eyes, because I've walked a small part of this journey with her during the writing of the book. Watching her go through days where she wasn't feeling her best, where everything and everyone was pulling on her. She had this meeting and that meeting, running multiple businesses. And the strength of a person.
Yes.
When you can, let me bring it back home. As I had the opportunity to work alongside her, I saw an undeniable strength. That's what she's talking about, what her bestie helped her to do. Thank you, bestie. Because during this journey, there were some trying days. There were some days where she was at the doctor's office and we needed to talk to her, and we made it work. 2 days before, and yesterday, I was under the weather. You still hear me? I'm still a little nasally.
Well, you look good. You look good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. and she helped herself to persevere. You know, there's a song that says you have to speak a word over yourself. And to see her continue to speak a word of prosperity, abundance, of health and well-being and connectivity over herself has really been an inspiration to me and my team. You know, us having been able to be in the trenches with this book and read line by line. And I felt honored, because when we got to the title, we knew it was Don't Leave the Room. We knew that. The lower part of it, you know, it was like, okay, which direction are we going? And God led us to where we needed to go. You know, with a lot of things that people have talked about DEI, you know, she came through an era where, you know, that was needed. But this book doesn't just, it doesn't talk about just DEI. This book is for everyone.
Right.
Every woman, every man, every young teenager, every young entrepreneur, every young visionary, every person that's in the church and is trying to lead a life closer to God. Every person that's in business trying to lead a life of integrity in business. Okay? Because we know a lot of things go on in business that's not integral. Okay? Every person that's a show host, like me, like Kim, every person that's an author. I'm a Guinness World Record holder for writing a book, but here is what I know. It is the books that change our lives.
Yes.
It is the books that make us stand up and say, you know what? I see me in that book. I
Yes,
feel the heart of this woman, of this man, of this whoever is writing this
that's
book.
right.
I feel their heart. That is what changes lives.
Absolutely.
And this book is not just going to change lives here in the United States.
Mm.
This book is changing lives all over the world. You know how I know?
How?
Because the 5th of next month, can I say it? Can I
Yes,
say it?
yes.
The 5th of next month, we will be in London because she has been invited to the Oxford University to do our physical launch of this book.
Congratulations. Woo! Y'all put some emojis, some hand claps, some praise God, whatever you want to put in the comment section, because these are opportunities that come once in a lifetime. Put it over there in the comment section that we're celebrating what God is doing through the hands and the efforts of I say doctor, but I know it's attorney Diana Lynch and Dr. Lotus Riché and her team collectively. Congratulations to you all. Keep going. And yes, Mackenzie, you can take the comment off this thing. I will buy you a book. Now, see, you know what? When your person work backstage and they have the chance to manage the platform, she's like, Kim, you going to buy me a book? I got you, Mackenzie. I got you, baby. I got you. Take it off the screen. Okay, go.
So, I'm looking forward to going to London. This past week, we were connected, like, okay, did you get your ticket yet? Okay, let's make sure, let's see if we can be on the same flight. Our team is going to London to support this effort. And so I am so happy. A part of our team members is coming, flying over with me. We have one coming from another country. He's coming over, and it's going to be phenomenal. And because of that, I have some other graces, and we're going to talk about that on another show, because right now, today is all about don't leave the room. Don't leave the room. So with that being said, I couldn't think of a better place to make sure we launched this book launch. We're on E360 television right now. We're on LinkedIn. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We are all over the world right now.
We're on Roku. Just so wait a minute now. CTR Media Network. We are in 100 countries, 350 million households through CTR Media Network under Dr. Tina J. Ramsey. We're on Roku. We're on Apple TV. I'm pointing at my TV over there. Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire. We're on iHeartRadio. You name it, it's happening. This launch is epic. If you have not purchased your book, we want you to go right now. And I know you may have to come right back, but go and get the book, come back, put it in the comment section that you just purchased your book. You can use the link that's in the comment section. It's right on Amazon. We want it to be an international best-selling book today. It's launching. It's launching.
Your phone.
Use your phone, use your electronic devices. Get over to Amazon and purchase the book now, today. Let us know that you're getting your book. This is what the book cover looks like, so you know. Don't leave the room. Don't leave the room. A CEO's ultimate playbook for commanding every room. Look at that. She's standing at a chess piece board table, executive table. The forward is also... I want to make sure I acknowledge the person that wrote the forward as well. And if somebody could speak to Dr. Thea James and her being an influential writer here.
Yes, Dr. Thea James. So, attorney, you go first. Go ahead.
All right. So
wait, let me make sure I put this back up for a second. Scan the QR code, y'all. You don't have to worry about the link. You see that QR code? Grab your copy right now. Grab it. And make sure that you let us know, I just got my copy, Kim. I just scanned it. I just purchased my copy. I'm already one of the people helping make this book international best-selling today. Go ahead and put it in the comment section. Talk to us about Thea James, Dr. Thea.
So Dr. James is a sister. All right. She is, and I'll let Dr. Lotus go through her credentials. I'm going to speak from a personal perspective.
Yes.
You meet very few people in your life that touch you so deeply, and where your spirits align. I met Dr. James in Samana when she came to view Amade Samana to potentially find a place to have a residence abroad. She's one of our amazing founding owners of Alma de Samana. And I used to wake up in the mornings and she would already be on her runs, the mountainous parts of Samana. And I'm like, Dr. James, you don't know anything around here. She says, place is, she identified it as peace for her. And being an expert, a foremost authority on mindfulness and mental health and wellness,
Yes,
it spoke to me. And so when I started writing this book, and Dr. Lotus indicated, well, who do you want to write your forward? I've been in entertainment law for 3 decades. I know a lot of celebrities. I can get a lot of bandwidth from their networks, those sorts of things. And after having some self-reflection, I said, Dr. James. And when Dr. Lotus went and looked at, she's in Wikipedia now. I'm going to have to tell you the story about the Wikipedia joke, right? But she went to Wikipedia and found her perfect. And that's because I knew she would appreciate the mental the mental toughness that one would need to navigate these rooms, and appreciate what that meant from a mental health perspective, what that meant from a personal perspective, because this book also deals with, is relatable to personal relationships, and dynamics, relationships with mates and partners and colleagues. So not just from a CEO's perspective or a business owner, but talking about not leaving, being in covenant with someone and not leaving those relationships. So Dr. James, I understood, could speak to that. And so I asked her to do the foreword, and she was so gracious. She is one of the most beautiful human beings I've ever met. And I am so excited to have her in my life. And that never, ever, ever, ever changes, because, and if you don't know a Dr. Thea James, you need a Dr. Thea James in your life. It's so much. And so, and that's not to speak to even her professional accolades. I'll let Dr. Lotus talk about that, but I'm going to tell you the Wikipedia story, and then I'll let you go.
Okay.
So when you think, I said, well, goodness, they're featuring me in all these articles about being the first African American female to lead an international golf resort. It's the largest landowner in Samana. It's a premier destination. Surely, like Sheila Johnson, I should be in Wikipedia.
Right.
So my audacity, I took a time moment and went into Wikipedia and typed in my name. No person, not found.
Okay.
Certainly there's a mistake here, because certainly I should be in Wikipedia. So after learning that not only was I not there, but upon inquiring, they're saying you are not qualified to be here.
Okay.
That's my litmus test now, to see if someone's for real accomplished. So if you're not in my audience, if you're not in Wikipedia, then you're not there yet. Just
right.
Push. So Dr. James is in Wikipedia. So I said, Dr. James is in Wikipedia. So that's my benchmark. Aside from, I'm just kidding. If she was not in Wikipedia, she would still be. But that just shows everyone else is acknowledging her greatness. And so, so I just wanted to share that story. So if anyone sends me any sort of, information, and you want to, bolster your credibility, I'm looking you up in Wikipedia. So.
And look, I just looked myself up, right? So I'm like, oh, I got to get in Wikipedia. And look, and the funny thing is, there is a Kim Jacobs in Wikipedia, but it's an illustrator. I'm like, no, wait, maybe you have the wrong Kim Jacobs over there, but I need you to course correct.
Yes, that's the litmus test for me now. No, I'm just playing.
That's funny. Go ahead, Dr. Say something about the forwarding author here, Dr. Thea James.
First, let me just say, I was so honored to meet Dr. James. She is such a warm and loving soul. I just have to say that anyone that meets her is richly blessed. And to have her as a part of this project is just, I'm telling you, I keep saying this, we are creating history. And to have her as a part of this is just phenomenal. And so I remember when I first met Dr. Thea, we met on Zoom, and I wasn't awestruck. I don't get I've had the pleasure to have a lot of celebrities in my circles, in my family, et cetera, et cetera. So I wasn't awestruck.
Right.
But boy, was I like a kid in the candy store when I met her. I was like, whoa, this is awesome. This young lady, and I say young lady,
Wait, quick interruption. Angie's just bought the book. Thank you so much, Angie. Want to send a shout out to you.
All right.
As you put these comments up, we'll acknowledge them. Go ahead.
Fantastic. So this young lady, and I say young because her spirit is so young. You ever heard that song, Forever Young? That's Dr. Thea James. So Wikipedia, I kid you not, I am not playing. So let me read to you from Wikipedia, okay? Thea L. James, MD, MPH, MBA, is an American emergency medical physician as well as an associate professor, associate chief medical officer, and vice president of mission at the Boston Medical Center in Boston, Massachusetts. Now, I know that she has received an award most recently, but can I just tell you a little bit about these awards? There you go.
We pulling Wikipedia up. Go.
She is a 2019 Massachusetts Public Health Associate Health Equity Champion, 2017 Jerome Klein Award for Physician Excellence, 2014 Schwartz Center Compassionate Care Award, 2011 appointed to National Task Force on Children Exposed to Violence. And so why am I reading this? Because when Diana and I talked about this book, we talked about the significance of the psychology of people. We talked about the mental and emotional well-being of people. And having a clinical background myself, having a psychology degree myself, I understood the significance of having Dr. Thea James as the forward author.
Yes.
Because she understands how people think.
Sherry just brought the book. So
there we go.
Thank you, okay, go ahead. She understands what? Keep it going.
Gotta talk about Sherry when we get a chance.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Sherry. She understands the psychology that went into this book, Don't Leave the Room, because it's a psychological game. And it impacts you on an emotional, right down to your cellular level. So who better could we have asked for? Matter of fact, who better could God have sent?
Yes. Come through, God, sending her.
So that we could all go and share this message.
That's good.
So Dr. Thea James, she's probably at work, but if somebody texts Dr. Thea James, let her know that we're talking about her lovingly, powerfully, inspiringly, and encouragingly, so that you hear what she's written in this book.
That's right.
About her part.
That's right.
In Don't Leave the Room.
Yes.
Yes.
I want to make sure that I also, because I know a lot of people that's watching today, they want to also know how to create their own generational wealth. You have built a legacy in a lot of different industries, Diana. And so I really want to make sure that you share some advice to those that are looking to create their own generational wealth and their lasting impact so that they can glean from your brilliance today as well.
So I thank you for asking that, because that's all I want to be intentional about that, right? So this book is not just chronicling my life story. There are personal references throughout my life to make the book relatable to why I'm, so people can understand by particular reference what I mean by that particular scenario. However, this book is at the end of each chapter, gives the reader an opportunity to reflect on things that were covered in that chapter. So it is work for you guys. It is an opportunity for you to steal away and take a moment and answer those questions for yourself. A lot of times books just give you information and an opportunity. My biblical references are most impactful when I have the books with the lines on them and I can write in them, because then I can go back and relate it to myself. And so this book allows you, it's written in a format that really allows you to say, okay, who are your Judases? What did you take from this room? What could you have done differently in this circumstance? talks about times when we're talking about the crazy, when you allow someone to change your whole mindset. You go in a meeting and you go and you have it all mapped out, and then they make you crazy and you're angry at yourself. You're more angry at yourself because they allowed you to get out of your own psyche, right? And how that derails you, how you have to pivot from that. It happens to everyone. So we want to make sure we do that. And then we want to make sure that everybody who's providing a resource in the room. So the reason why this is important is because in meeting these young entrepreneurs and those people who are so aspiring that I've met in my journey, even in the last 2 years, people are so gifted. They're so gifted. They're Anthony R. Page. He is leading our film festival in 2026, and he's amazing. He's and the idea, access to capital and access to resources and connecting people, working with Malik Yoba and what he's doing, and in making connections from people who are not just from our diaspora. What I am bringing forth is a tool for everyone from all walks of life, from every parts of the globe. The Soul Reserve is a holding company that will give us an opportunity to capture these individuals and provide resources, just like Malik Yoba's platform is to make sure people are aware of who's out there. So the opportunity to have information matched with the opportunity to have access to capital and resources. And remember back in the day when you didn't have resources, but I bartered for you and you bartered for me.
That's right. And we helped each other.
Sometimes it takes that. It takes those partnerships because you understand and appreciate. I don't need just a paycheck. I need to understand that I have to have skin in the game. I have to be patient. I know this, a lot of times that's something that, our former family members, my mother's generation, had a lot of patience. They spent 40 years on the job and got a gold watch. That's
that's my mom over 40 years.
She said, you better stay on that job, get that good government job and get a gold watch.
That's right.
That wasn't for me. And so I didn't understand that journey. So you want to make sure that you have a balance. So it's not going to happen tomorrow, but you can leverage some of yours if you got the right teammates, not those that sit on the sideline and wait for you to bring the network, you to bring the resources, you to do all the work and then cash in 20%. That's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about those individuals who are willing to work for it, who are willing to actually put in the good work, the good labor, and those individuals. So I may have a skill set that I can offer you, and you may have something you can offer me. With the right intentions, we can build better together. I know that there's a need for a paycheck. We all have needs that we have to meet. And certainly I left a very cushy and thriving law practice years to do this and not be paid a penny from my efforts for 2.5 years. Those kinds of commitments everyone cannot make. And it's not infinite, it's not to infinity. You can't do that forever. However, you have to understand that sometimes you have to have skin in the game. So Soul Reserve, which is putting that up, is a brainchild for myself and my family trust. It's separate from Alma de Samaná and the Alma Resorts. It is an opportunity for me to bring in resources. And what we're doing is bringing everything from financial resources to partnerships to sustainability project. We have a project called We Light the World, which is a global initiative to bring solar and energy to other communities around the globe, not just Samaná, but Ghana and various other parts of the world. So for those people who have land and want to partner with us to bring our blueprint, we're creating a blueprint where we're bringing in partners who come from different walks and different things. And together, we're able to take this blueprint to other parts of the world so that we can benefit those emerging communities in those other places, just like we are committing to a community partnership with Samaná for medical tourism, to eradicating a medical desert in Samaná, to be able to provide top quality sports and entertainment and for professional athletes in off season, but also a public health element that will benefit the community, from urgent care to imaging to stem cell. We're partnering with medical professionals around the globe who have these businesses and want to be able to put them in Samaná, in the Dominican Republic, a thriving economy. We're talking about bringing in sustainability experts from other parts of the globe, from Spain and various other things, so that we can get off the grid and actually help the grid, so that we can. And we have a foundation that we've partnered with the community for education and all the other things. We are going to not only be Martha's Vineyard meet Vegas, where when you come down, you have an opportunity to have experience, but we are also partnering. So from labor force, all the people who are down there will be trained in the things that we bring. Our HBCU initiative to be able to have a convergence of those universities who can train their people who are enrolled in Samana partnerships. That's what we're doing. And what I've been doing the last 6 months, in addition to writing this book, is making sure that I create a pathway through Soul Reserve for people to partner with us to bring things that are going to benefit communities around the globe, starting with Samana and Amade Samana. So I'm real excited. Samana, as far as a destination, is moving. We have onboarded 27 fractional employees, executives, lawyers, a team of just an arsenal of people who've done it before, who are doing it again, and who are doing it for us. And so we have aligned ourselves. We've cleaned the room, and we have come out better for it. So don't leave the room, pivot, improve the room, get the right people in your room, and teammates. Have you ever seen a game where there are more cheerleaders than teammates? I don't want to play that game. I want to. I didn't say fans. You always need people supporting you. You always need.
Of course.
But I'm talking about those people who are willing to have skin in the game.
That's right.
Are teammates and lend their networks, and don't just sit back and wait for you to do it. So that's tiring.
Well,
let me say this. I'm gonna say a biblical reference, and I think it's really important because this is something I had to learn. I used to complain a lot about, and it was really, even when I wrote this book, I went back to Dr. Lotus. I said, this seems kind of angry, right? This book is really kind of telling people off and really kind of showing them where to get out of my room. And she was like, no, this is raw and uncut. This is what you were feeling at the time.
That's right.
It needs to be said because, you and everything's not rosy. We're not living our Instagram life, our Facebook life. We're
not all that.
I just learned that. What's that one where it makes you look, they put a filter on it and you look totally different. I learned that the other day, and I realized I don't have to do makeup because I'm not really that chick that does a lot of makeup and stuff. So I figured if I could just do the filter, I can do these shows all day and then don't have to worry about it, right? So, but life is you can't live your life on a filter. So there's going to be bad things that happen to you. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to pivot from it. So one of the things that the book, at times, I thought, if I'm down here in the field and I'm in the trenches and I'm working at 4:00 in the morning to 12 at night, and then I have these little bees and buds that, despite the fact that I'm working the hardest I can possibly work and make as much sacrifice as I can, leaving my family, my finances, my law practice, my all the things that have ever meant anything to me and been a staple for me, God said he wanted to take that from me, because to do that would mean I would be doing it on my own might. So it's all God. But more importantly, I was bitter because I'm like, I'm trying my best. And the people who could help won't help, but they will complain. And the people they will do that. And those people who started with you instead of to move the mission, but they become the most, they're not a catalyst.
Right.
They're just dragging you down. I got those two. And so what I'm saying is, and they don't see your effort, right? Or acknowledge your effort, or they're so selfish, they're just really kind of just saying, when I'm gonna get mine. And the thing is, I was bitter. But what someone, and it was actually my husband and others, and Sherry, so I'm gonna talk to her. She said, you're gonna be frustrated. That Sherry purchased the book. You're gonna be
Sherry purchased the book, by the way, right?
Yeah. My heir. In the last 6 months, she's been my heir.
Aww.
I mean, like literally. And so the thing is, she said, you're going to be frustrated when you expect people to live up to what you do, because God gave you your gift. That's their gift. Your gift is maybe with the legal background and the entrepreneurship and the mergers and whatever you have experienced is bringing you to this point where you're to do this job.
That's right.
You expect everyone else to do that same job and do it the way you would do it, you're going to be frustrated time and time again. You put people in position to be successful at what they're good at. And sometimes we take the only able bodies around us. We do that in relationship. We take the man that's closest to us. We just take just so we can have one. We take the employee who's willing to stay late, even though they don't know what they're doing. You get
come on over here, anybody.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Help. I can just bring me some help. And it was making things worse. And it was very frustrating. And I couldn't understand it. But then I went to church at New Mercies Christian Church. Thank you. Shout out to Pastor Kearney. And I was there. And
Pastor Kearney.
yes. I got too much shout outs. He was there. He preached on the story when Joseph, and I hope I don't get it wrong because I said he needed.
Come on, we can help you. Don't worry. Go ahead.
I said he's going to be a contributor. He said, no, just do your thing. But I said, they were fighting. And as long as they were fighting and Moses was on the hill and he was holding up the staff, they were winning.
That's right.
Yes. And every time Moses got tired and where he took that staff down, they were losing. And so Aaron and his partner realized we need to make sure that staff stays up. So now I'm going to make sure my job in this assignment is to make sure his arms stay up so the staff stays up. So they sat him on a rock and their job became solely just to hold up his arms so they could win, right? So the people in the field, like me, I'm down there in that field. I'm like, what in the world are they doing up there, sitting up there with Moses? They need to be down here helping us fight. We dying over here. We working ourselves to a rut, and they up there holding up somebody's arms. And what about Moses? He just praying? Come on down here and help us out. But that wasn't their assignment.
That's
and
right.
Had they been on assignment as I see it, they would have not been successful.
That's right.
And so I had to understand God gave me certain gifts that make me best suited to lead this mission. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to give it 120%.
That's good.
And I'm not going to worry about what assignments God gave them because I know God will bring me the people to help me with my assignment. And right. I'm going to let God work on them and make sure they are in position with their assignment. Because if we are all on assignment, we will win.
So God's going to give you some errands and hers to be able to lift your hands up because you're doing so much work and salting this earth in such a great way that people are going to be sent to lift your hands up when they start getting weary. Let me do this.
We can help. We need the help. We need the help. And we need those people who are mission driven, who see vision, not sight, who have skill sets, who have resources, who have land, who want to have this blueprint be reverberated in their community. So definitely we're a beacon of light, just as those Samana Americans settled 200 years ago in Samana from America, and they stepped out on nothingness and faith. They created something brilliant, and that's what we will do.
And you're already doing that. And I'm going to play this commercial, but let me do this. I want to show y'all, just so you know, when she's talking about Oma does some Samana, it's not just like any old kind of situation. This is like world-class situation that you want to make your way there. And I found some pictures and all kind. I've been over here being sleuth on the internet. But for this woman to make history and do what she is doing, it is no small feat. It is a major accomplishment. And so I just want to say kudos to you for being a trailblazer, especially we all know that this is Women's History Month. We have our own women's history champion right here, blazing the trail, pioneering and making roads, paving roads for us. And you talk about Moses. Okay, think about the fact that maybe you're a modern day Moses. Maybe all you have to do is just help part that Red Sea, and then I
want to be Aaron because I want to inherit the promised land.
Oh yeah, you want to get that's Joshua and Caleb.
I don't want to just do it for everybody else. I want to get there.
Yeah, you want to be able to get over to the promised land, and two of them. And don't, okay, now, because I'm a pastor, y'all. I'm a new pastor here in Charlotte, North Carolina, everybody. So I do encourage you to come visit Promise Fellowship Church on Sunday. Actually, on this Sunday, Pastor Lamont Josie is going to be speaking. So if you haven't come to visit us, make sure you take a moment to do so. We're in the Brownstone Signature event. But yes, we want to see the promised land. We don't want to just lead people and then go straight or wandering around.
Have them kill you while you working.
It's like, no.
Got to get you some new teammates.
Oh, come on.
With people who are going to help you.
Yeah. We want to enter the promised land. Let's play this commercial, y'all. Let's play this because we want y'all to keep purchasing this book.
Don't leave the room. My Journey from Brooklyn to the Boardroom, a CEO's ultimate playbook for commanding every room, is a game-changing manifesto for anyone who wants to learn how to thrive and add value in any room. Through the experiences of attorney Diana Lynch, you will learn how to develop your playbook on how to overcome challenges in rooms where you may be dismissed, underestimated, undervalued, or told you don't belong. It is a rallying cry for the bold, the marginalized, and misunderstood, and the fearless visionaries determined to lead despite the odds. In this electrifying book, you'll discover how to conquer the room of one, pioneer uncharted territories, and navigate the challenges that are sure to show up in every room. It's not just a guide, it's a playbook for showing up, staying present, and rewriting the rules of leadership and relevance in a world designed to leave you out. This book isn't just about survival, it's about strategy, adaptability, sacrifice, and revolution. It encourages living with purpose, taking every opportunity for growth, and fully embracing the lessons, blessings, and revelations life offers. Whether you're a leader striving to remain relevant, an entrepreneur navigating a purpose-driven journey, or a dreamer ready to create something bolder and bigger than yourself, Don't Leave the Room will inspire and empower you to lead with courage, compassion, and a fearless commitment to your destiny. Pre-order your copy today.
All right, y'all. So listen, if you have not ordered your copy, make sure you go and order it today. We also have a surprise. Lotus, say something about this one surprise that's backstage. We can't let the show end without the surprise being pulled in here. So talk to us. You're muted, Dr. Lotus. You're muted. So, Sherry, I see you. I know I see you muted over there, Dr. Lotus, but Sherry, welcome.
All right.
Welcome.
There we are.
Yeah, thank you.
The air that she breathes. Talk to us. What made you come back to surprise Diana today?
Diana and I have been friends since for probably 40 years now. She has been a gift to my life. Personally, just as a sister, as a soror, as a prayer partner, sometimes as a legal counsel, but also professionally, just that person that you can go to and bounce things off of. Someone who's walked the walk, but more importantly, talks the talk. I trust her immensely. I know her family, she knows mine. And if there's, one other human being on the planet that you can go to for encouragement, but also for a gut check, she is that person in my life. And I'm just so grateful to have that. So when she started telling us about this book that was being developed, I just knew she was the right person to tell her story, that it would bless countless women across the planet, because she is, as the young kids say, she is that chick, right? She is that woman who has just a body of work that is unmatched, the integrity that goes with telling authentic stories, the passion that leaps off of a page, the spiritual groundedness that brings people to you, to her. And so for me, there's no place I'd rather be than by her side and supporting her and cheering her along. She is like,
And you know what? Attorney Diana Lynch says she has been some of the air that I breathe over the past 6 months. So I put that as a quote and just wanted to capture that because that speaks volumes to your friendship and the fact that, first of all, she didn't even know you were going to be appearing here today. And so you really did look, you did get her. You got her. You got
Absolutely. Absolutely.
her. And so what's your reaction to this, Attorney Diana?
See, y'all gonna make me cry, and I tried to cry when Dr. Lotus was on first, but
She's awesome.
Sherry's really been special. She knows my journey. She knows
Absolutely.
my struggle, and she was not one of those that just stood by. She came and offered her love, her support, her financial resources. You know, when you talking about coming from millions in revenue to just nothing for a couple of years, and really kind of pouring into a vision and having someone see that and support that, where others just kind of turn a blind eye. It is really an humbling experience, and I think transparency is so important because it will, if it were not for her being a bridge, I would not have been able to continue to carry water for others to drink. So I thank you so much, and because of it, we have made it onto the other side, and there will be more rivers to cross, but I would not want to do any of them without you. You're amazing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Sherry.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Diane. I'm so proud of you. You're just such
Diana,
a
wipe your
shining.
hair over there to the right.
Me?
Yes.
Oh.
Diana, okay. You look good. You look good, but you ain't gonna have me being like, you could have told me that. Okay, okay, go ahead.
No, but Diane, you're just yeah.
Right there, they check on you.
Honestly, Diane is just a gift, and she does so much for so many of us, and she does the right thing even when people aren't watching, and so that's the sign of character and integrity. And we follow her. There are some people that have reputational capital, right? That when she says she's going to do something and she might not know the way, there's some rare people on this planet that people will just follow because they know in the end they're going to end up in the right place. And that's behind, sometimes in front of Diana. She just is that person in our lives. And so I'm so grateful for all that she is. I'm so grateful that, I'm the one that I show up to the cookout, whether I'm invited or not.
Like, you don't have to be invited. You my
I
friend.
don't have to be invited.
We
But
won.
that's right. I don't have to be invited, but I will quickly be given an apron and tell them that I got to mix this, or whatever I have to do. So just so proud of you. Congratulations on this inaugural book. I know it will be a bestseller and it will bless so many of us even more than you already have. I just can't say enough about the woman, the sister, the sorority sister, the auntie, the friend that you are to so many of us. And love you.
Love you, love you, love you. Okay, this was a great surprise. So I think that I know we have so many comments that's coming in. I'm going to go ahead and let you head on back out, Sherry. Thank you so much for being
All right, be
here,
blessed.
making the surprise appearance. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Yeah, we've been on this good show for a long time at this point. So at this point, I want to make sure that I give you the opportunity to pour into the Kim Jacobs Show. The only way that we get the opportunity to stay afloat Monday through Friday, bring the show into your home, in the comfort of your home, is by having contributors pour into our broadcast. That's the only way we can come out to you guys. There are broadcasts that are like PBS and TBN and all of these different places, and community members pour into those broadcasts. Sometimes we get not because we ask not. So I'm simply asking. That's all I'm doing, is asking you all to support the Kim Jacobs Show. And we're bringing this balance through guests like Diana, co-host today like Dr. Lotus Riché, to your home. So make sure you do that. There are ways to do it through paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc., Venmo at the Kim Jacobs Show, Patreon. You can Zelle, you can Apple Cash at 704-962-7161. And we have a lot of iHeart listeners and audio podcast listeners. That's why I'm verbally saying it. If you have not purchased this book yet, if you did not purchase the book, let me put that back up. We have to get this book to international bestseller today. You can do that through this Amazon link. And we're going to put an image back up for you to go and see the cover of the book. Don't leave the room. Don't leave this room today without purchasing your copy of the book. Dr. Lotus, any closing comments that you want to say to people as we prepare to close? Well, before you close out, let me do one more thing, because my audience will be mad as fire if I didn't pop some more of their comments up. So pop do a flash round of comments, because we got to get ready to get off the show. Pop some comments up, Mackenzie, real quick. Let's see. Flash round. Are you back there? Let's see. Let me see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can't wait for people to read this dynamic book. Angie says, come on, go. Strong women bonds. Yay. Yes, you're a champion. Yes, Angie. Thank you so much. World-class resort. Make sure that y'all join us there at Samana. That's good. Let God set the assignment, Summer said. Wait, I didn't. Now, Mackenzie, I'm not that gifted that I can read. I'm trying so hard. Okay. And we need to focus on our own assignments. Okay. Next comment. Get your book today. Get the book today. We are on assignment. We are on assignment. Speak. You've been preaching. That's what you've been doing over there. Yep. Everywhere I go, Ashton said, I take either a book or a flyer like it's a business card.
You know who Ashton is?
No,
Ashton is a world medal winner. She plays. You know who she is.
She was on my show. Ashton. Yes.
Ashton, share this out. Oh my God.
Ashton, we're so glad you're on.
You got Olympians watching you and gonna get this book. She's an Olympian.
She is an international Olympian and has a story to tell. If you did not see her episode on the Kim Jacobs Show, you're going to get some tissue, get your cloth, because some of the things that she experienced are heart-wrenching. But I'm so glad that you're here today, Ashton. Next comment.
Thanks, Ashton. That's my girl right there.
Yes, thank you. Let's see. I see I see you, Justine Hilliard. I see all of you. I see you, Jenny Dewberry. I see you, Rita. I see all of you guys. I may not get a chance to acknowledge everybody. Lady Justine, I just shared the book to my Facebook page. Yes. And Nikki Nikki Ziegler. You gotta put Nikki Ziegler comments. She has the Herpreneur Network. And that's a whole bunch of women authors.
I know, Dr. Nikki.
Let me see. Dr. Nikki's on here somewhere. You know Dr. Nikki?
I absolutely do. We work together. Thank you, Dr. Nikki. Ebooks are just $2.99. Please help us make it a bestseller. We really appreciate everything.
Where's everybody's comments? Okay, yes, I see you. We're celebrating you, Attorney Lynch. Medal yellow, first red. Good morning, Junie Dewberry said, congratulations. Lisa Thomas says, Maurice said some things over there with some celebration. Kevin said, congratulations to you all. Dr. Lotus said, keeping it 100 type of thing. Congratulations. Am I missing? I'm missing. I think I'm missing a lot of comments here.
Yes, it's a lot of comments coming up on the phones.
Everyone who comes to our lives has purpose, whether to making our lives easier or being the dirt to help us create our own pearl.
Yeah.
Okay. I see you. I see you from Virginia. I need to go to London now. Dr. Lady Hilliard, she travels the country, so she wants to go. Please let us know how some of us can come to London if they want to come and participate too.
Absolutely.
Today is the day. Today is the day.
So just DM me and we'll let you know how you can come to London with us. The primary thing is we're asking everybody, share this out. You got your phone right now. Share this broadcast to everybody that you know. Someone that you know needs this book, but might even be afraid to say they need it. Because sometimes when we're going through some stuff, we don't want to tell people we're going through some stuff and we suffer in silence. But you can be the catalyst to helping them turn their life around. And so share this book out. And then when you buy your book, please let Kim know. You can DM me. You can DM Diana. You can go to her page on Facebook, Diana Lynch, CEO Diana Lynch. You can go there as well. Let us know, because we want to get this book, not just a #1 best-selling book on Amazon, but we want this to be a global #1 bestseller. Why? Because we know that so many hearts and so many lives out there are aching, and they need these words that's in the pages of this book to help them turn a page in their own life. So we look forward to you to share this, and don't forget to meet us on the Lotus Riché Ignite show at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time today, where we're going to be having some special guests on the show. You don't want to miss this show. And make sure you join. Why? Because we are going to also have the forwarding author on the show at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, did y'all hear that? At 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you want to go to Dr. Lotus Riché Ignites You show, and you're going to get to meet the forwarding author, Dr. James herself, and you're going to get to hear again. So you're doing a whole tour today, a whole just breakout. Yes. So you're going to also get to hear from attorney Diana Lynch. I see this comment. My sister Kim Jacobs, Dr. Nicole Ziegler said, I'm here. She's here, just tuning in, and she was so glad to be here.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Stay connected with attorney Diana Lynch at CEO.DianaLynch.com or on Instagram at CEO Diana Lynch. I'm so proud of you. I'm so honored that we hosted you today. Thank you for co-hosting with me, Dr. Lotus Riché. Thank you all for tuning in. And if you had any closing comment, attorney Diana, what would you say? Because sometimes you're on a show and you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot to say this. I would have said what I said to my younger self. I would have said this is what's next for me, whatever it is. Say something. You have the floor.
Don't leave the room. My journey from Brooklyn to the boardroom will speak life into your circumstances to make you intentional about discerning a room and what your purpose is in each room, even the room of one. Please, it's not just for business. It's not just for men, women, children, even learning how to navigate relationships and understanding and discerning people. So this is a book for everyone. Please go to Amazon. Please keep in touch with me. We're touring. We would love to come out and speak with you and learn more about how we can work together at Soul Reserves to make this world a better place, eradicating darkness where there is there.
And what's your closing comment, Dr. Lotus? And let me just pull this lady back in, because guess what? The air you breathing back there is still there. You never left the room. That's like
never
left the room. I put her backstage. And I'm like,
don't leave the room.
She did not leave the room, y'all. That's volumes. Okay, go ahead, Dr. Lotus.
So Kim, I think we've shared with you. I shared with you in private conversation. We are looking to have attorney Diana Lynch right here in the DMV area. So businesses all around the DMV area, we will keep you posted when she is here. Well, before she comes, because we want you to come here. We want you to meet her in person. We want you to shake her hand, give her some love, and get your autographed signed copy in person right here. So today you're going to get the ebook. It's only $2.99. It's only $2. It's 99¢. Come on, y'all. Go ahead and get your book today. And then when we come back from London, okay, we're going to come in the DMV and you're going to get to meet her. There's no better place to be but then in the DMV. And make sure you catch us in Atlanta, because we're doing something in the ATL as well.
And I got to go back to Brooklyn with my Malik Yoba.
Exactly.
Got to go back to Brooklyn from your roots, right?
Yes. So right now we are working some things out. Malik Yoba is going to be in Brooklyn with us. So y'all come out and hug on Diana. Come on out, hug my neck. Come on out, hug Malik Yoba's neck. And of course, because I know
Malik Yoba's kind of handsome too. Room. I just want y'all we got to make note of that. And don't just say Malik Yoba and then we don't say he is handsome young man.
He is. And then Sherry gonna be there.
Yeah, you know my air, and she's coming to London.
The air gonna be there.
Okay,
right. Closing comment from you, Sherry, since you still stayed in the room. See how you get extra benefits when you stay in the room?
Listen, there's blessings in the room. And so I am just so, there's blessings in the room. That's all I can say. So.
All right. So that's it, guys. We're going to get ready to get off, but we want you to go get your copy of Don't Leave the Room. Put it in the comment section, no matter what time of the day or the night it is that you're seeing this. Put that I got my copy of Don't Leave the Room. $2.99 for the what copy?
Ebook.
for the ebook. $2.99 for the ebook, y'all.
You always get multiple
ebook, baby,
and share. So
you can share it with friends. How do you get the ebook? Somebody wants to know. We can't disconnect.
And you could give somebody the ebook. So if you bring up the flyer where the QR code is.
Okay, let me pull that up. Hold on.
Okay.
Is that okay? You have to move the comment, Mackenzie, for a second so I can get because this comment's blocked.
Not a problem. So there's a QR code, everybody. Go ahead and pull your phones up. Pull your phones up. Get your cameras out, everybody. Get your cameras out and look at that QR code. Tap right on it. It's going to go right to Amazon, and you're going to go right to Amazon and get your copy of this book right darn now.
Okay, so it's $2.99. I'm actually purchasing it with the one click thing right now. So I did that
exactly, and
now
I'm getting mine right now.
How do I send it to other people too? Like if I'm going to be
get it.
Yep, and you can send this as a gift. And let me tell you, deliver to your Kindle. Hold on a second. If you scroll down, there's an area where it says send as a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely get your hard copy so I can sign it in the future. I would love to autograph your copy when I'm in your city.
Fantastic.
Have a great day, Art.
Okay. Yes, everybody. We're buying the book. Let me end the show first.
I know. I'm buying mine too.
All right, everybody.
Thank you so much for having me. I so appreciate you. We will support you, and let's continue to keep in touch as we navigate this journey together.
Right. Take us away. We love y'all. God bless you. Bye-bye, everybody. Take it away, Mackenzie.
Bye-bye.
Y'all were awesome.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you and make it a great day.